How many of you think I have a shot? And got a shot at it. See how convincing I am. Okay.
Come in. Hello?
Speak up, lady.
Hello?
Hi, Mrs. Molinari. How are you? Nice to see you. I called you about our meeting today,
Oh, I remember. Oh, I think I remember, yes.
and I also sent you a letter.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I think, yes, I got that, okay.
Good. You gonna invite me in?
Well, all right, I guess you look all right. You can come in. Okay.
Now, as I walk through the door, I spot a couple of cats. And, you know, sometimes cats are a little standoffish, off-putting. These two guys are like attack cats. They come right up, okay? And they come right at me, right on the leg. Now, two important things happen. I can step back, and what have I just done? I've lost $100,000. Or I can stand right there, the cats come up, and I reach down, even if the little SOB scratch my hand. Okay? And I say, oh, aren't these funny, nice little critters?
Oh, you like cats?
I sure do, Mrs. M.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, they're my best friends. They're like my children.
What's this one's name?
That's Tabby.
Tabby?
Tabby.
Ah, unique name. What about this little attack guy?
That's Sam.
Sam? Hi, Sam.
I've had Sam since he was a little kid. He just
How old is he now?
18.
Ooh, 18. How long do cats normally live?
14.
Wow, that's real good. Now, assumably she asked me in for, come sit down, and you're here to talk to me about what again or whatever. We sit down and she gives me a cold cup of tea or something, you know, because she doesn't know how to make it anymore, that kind of stuff. And you suffer through all of that. Now, there's something very, very important. If you take nothing else away, you know, stupid guy up there reading us all this stuff, telling us all this, take this away. When you ask for money, after you ask for money, never, never, never say another word until the prospect answers. Sometimes it can be an eternity. It may only be 30 seconds or a minute, but the silence is deafening. But the instant that you talk after a gift, it should be to respond to what the person said, not something else. 2 examples. Correct way, wrong way. Pleasantries are all done, and I say, Mrs. Molinari, I have a proposal for you. We are going to put on the musical Cats, and I would like you to contribute $100,000.
That's a lot of money.
Indeed it is, but I think you might be interested in the proposal.
What makes you think I would want to give you $100,000 of my money?
Well, the house that you live in, number 1, is a beautiful old home. It's on the historic register and probably conservative, worth several hundreds of thousands of dollars. And your late husband was the banker in this town for years and years. And so when we had this opportunity to offer you a small part in the musical Cats, along with your contribution, we came to you. So will you give us $100,000?
Well, I'd sure have to know more about it. But you said you have a proposal.
I'm a little deaf, Mrs. Mullins.
You said you have a proposal? I'd have to know more about this. But I might give you 5,000.
Let me explain to you the proposal, and then I'll leave you with a written one that you can look over. Should you decide to give us the $100,000, there is a part in the musical Cats where the Jellicle Cat, you know who the Jellicle Cat is? Well, the Jellicle Cat is up on stage, and you would be able to be up on stage with the Jellicle Cat in our production of Cats.
I could be on stage.
Yes, you could be on stage with all of the actors and actresses. So it's $100,000 if you're willing to give it.
Well, it's still a lot of money. But if you've got a proposal you could leave for me to look over.
I have it right here. I'll give it to you, and I'll call you in a few days to see what your decision is.
Well, young man, that just sounds wonderful. I really do think maybe I might be interested in this. And I really thank you for coming by, young man.
You're more than welcome. Here it is. Now, I still have 100,000 open. Okay? I didn't settle for the 5. I could have walked with the 5, but that I wasn't there for the 5. I was there for 100 grand. So you have to keep pressing. Now, one of the things that goes through people's mind when they think about fundraising is, kill me, I don't want to ask anybody for money. I mean, you know, when you ask people, public speaking and asking people for money score higher than death. So people would rather die than have to do those two things. Okay? Now, after 400 million that I raised, 300 or 400 million over the last 30 years, I sit there and I'll give you a personal little story about the same kind of situation. I was in Newport, Rhode Island, and I was raising money for the Salvation Army. Actually, I was doing a feasibility study. I was trying to find out from people if they would give money to a campaign. So somebody said, well, you got to go up this road. You know, there's all these big old mansions out by the ocean, and pull in there and park, and then go up the door, and somebody will come and get you. So I go up, knock on the door, this elderly woman comes, and I think that's her. She says, I'll take you and put you out in the sun, Mr. Molinari. She'll be with you in just a moment. So I go, sit down. All of a sudden I hear, yap, 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 and these 2 toy poodles come flying through the house and run into that room, and one of them jumps up into my lap, starts licking my face and everything else, and she comes in all upset with these dogs. She says, oh my God, I can't control them. I don't know what to do with them there. I said, no problem. I got dogs and cats at home, no big deal. This dog turns around a couple times, sits in my lap, and I'm rubbing his head. And at that point, I could have got the keys to the house. I mean, I could have done anything. This woman had recently given $2.5 million to the hospital campaign. And so no one was going to go ask her for money because she had already given $2.5 million to the hospital campaign.